Hello there, thanks for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and how many promo posters have you seen with sarcasm on them? Yeah, we've got it. That's pretty funny for this Beatles 1964 Capitol Records promo poster for actually two records, Beatles 65 and the Beatles Story. Now this may be a regional poster, interestingly enough. You know, the old school record biz, which is long since gone now, had things like sales branches and distributors at various points around the country for all the major record labels. And they would sometimes do their own marketing. You know, like a sales manager in the Pacific Northwest or New England or in Southern California would want to really push a product, and so they design their own materials and stuff, and they were usually done perhaps a little bit more on the cheap than a national campaign where, you know, full color was used and everything. So there are a couple of hints this could be a regional poster. That word is in my head. A regional poster. A little bit of lower scale production values. You know, it's like a sort of a small size, not a 2 by 3 foot, you know, bigger poster. And it's lacking full color. You know, it's basically black and white with just red ink added to it. And you know, I guess not much merch up to this point had been full color, but that's because the LP covers themselves weren't full color, with the exception of Something New for the Beatles on Capitol. So anyway, well, that's just a guess. As far as the regionality, I'm not sure. But it's easy to certainly date this poster to Christmas 1964 because the LP, Beatles 65, was released on December 15th, and of course it says down below that, pointing to the Beatles Story, it says we have the gift of the year too. So, you know, very much a Christmas poster, December of 1964. And in fact, the Beatles Story had actually come out before Beatles 65. Beatles 65 was the more newsworthy thing. Beatles Story came out around Thanksgiving. So it's a combo promo poster for two different Beatle Capitol albums from that magical year of 1964. So, you know, that's pretty darn cool in itself. And then again, it's got that wower headline there. Yeah, we've got it. You know, alluding not only to fans nagging record store employees, when are you going to get the new Beatle album? It had been quite a while since the summertime, since the previous one, but also, of course, it's a riff on the chorus to She Loves You. And if you were around in '64 when the Beatles hit, like I was, the mainstream media really had a field day with the yeah. They really like to sort of mock the Beatles, you know, and that yeah thing, it really showed up a lot in just about every mainstream article and stuff like that. And on either side of the album there, you've got those little red arrows, which are kind of cute. Again, excuse the glare. I've got UV plexi on there to protect it. And the album cover itself names all the songs, you know that, Beatles 65 underneath that nice big Beatles 65 moniker there. So there's 11 song titles on there, and then each Beatles' first name, John, Paul, George, and Ringo, so that's really fun. And, you know, I don't know, I think it's a pretty good album title myself. Capitol did not blow it with this one. In 1965 just seems so cool and so modern, and what's funny is looking back, present day, in pop music, 1965 was a fantastic year. It was so cool. So that's a good call for the name of an album for sure. And frankly, it beat the hell out of what England did, EMI over there, with Beatles for Sale for pretty much the same material, and the Beatles looking tired and serious on that album cover, and Beatles for Sale. I mean, at least here you have the Beatles, you know this album cover, you have the Beatles goofing off and, you know, with pop art and stuff, and depicting the four seasons, by the way. Winter on top with the umbrellas to shield themselves from rain and so forth, and even holding springs in the lower left box to depict the season of spring. These photos, by the way, this photo session was done by Bob Whitaker, a name you might even know because a couple of years later he went on to do and really take pop art to its extreme and shoot the infamous Butcher cover for the Beatles' Yesterday and Today album. And once again, you've got down there, see that Beatles Story down at the bottom. There's the cover. It's the double LP from November of '64 that gets no love or respect. But, you know, I was there in '64 and I bought that record, and it's got a good narrated story, and it's got music supplied by the Holly Ridge Strings doing all the instrumental versions of all the Beatles music. And I find it just as nostalgic. I mean, obviously I'd rather hear the Beatles do their songs, but I love that stuff. I think the Beatles Story is really underrated. I guess that's kind of a personal thing, you know. I heard it in '64 when I was a kid, and so it means a lot to me to hear it again now, and brings back all the memories rushing back, just like the Beatles music itself. So, a black and white and red and gray promo poster, smallish, for Beatles 65, and from late '64. I think it's the bomb. I think it's cute and neat, and I hope you do too. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for coming by, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.